Hello, I'm Sid Beast, and you can call me B, and welcome back to some more Winter's Wish. This is my second attempt at recording this. I've been having trouble with the sound cutting out, so hope it goes well this time. I also played a little with like sensitivities and things like that with the model, so hopefully it's a little better. The day after we finished our report to the Oniwaban, the Samurai Town team gathered in the audience room. The reason, of course, was to once again report to Lord Yoshimune about the case of Kaigo Tinichibo. And that's how we found out that someone calling himself the illegitimate son of Lord Yoshimune had been illegally gathering Roinin. According to the report from the Oniwaban, Tinichibo gathered the Roinin's trust through his ability to control the Blightfall. He's also submitted a formal complaint to the petition box. His goal is legitimization from Lord Yoshimune, as well as a benefiting status. Oh no. Don't think I ever seen him tilted to the side like that before. Usually seem like face straight ahead.
I see. Requiring the pickle, it seems.
After hearing all the reports, Lord Yoshimune responded as if it had nothing to do with him.
By the way, have we ever encountered a human controlling Blightfall before?
No one has. In the 10 years since the formation of the Oniwaban, there hasn't been a single person capable of such a thing. I confirmed with those in Kyoto and Osaka, and it's the same there.
Which means this is the first time since the Oniwaban began.
After he said that, Yoshimune turned his gaze towards us.
I hear you were the ones who reported the case. Is there anything you wish to add?
No, nothing in particular.
Same.
Soup, how about you? What did you see with your eyes?
At Lord Yoshimune's question, I tried to recall once more the shocking sight. What Tinichibo looked like as he raised his arm into the sky in order to summon a Blightfall. When Tinichibo summoned the Blightfall, I saw what appeared to be black threads attached to his hand.
It's rare for black threads to attach themselves in such a way to a human.
Is it rare? Yes. That was the first time I've seen it. Normal humans should only have threads at their neck.
I see. So that means the threads could have something to do with how he summons the Blightfall. From henceforth, you are now to find out how Tinichibo is summoning the Blightfall. That investigation will most likely proceed most smoothly with you involved, Soup.
Affirmative. So, are we correct to presume that there is no need to investigate Kaigo Tinichibo's identity?
Oh, no, that was Tojo. My bad. So are we correct to presume that there is no need to investigate Kaigo Tinichibo's identity?
Yes, we already had contact from Tinichibo's side. Having the Kanto magistrate open an investigation would be the best option. Isn't that a Pokemon region? Kanto magistrate. A job title for local administrative officials within the shogunate. These magistrates control shogunate territories in the Kanto region.
Let's go, Pikachu. Let's go to Kanto. Go to the Kanto region. Bet there's some neat Pokemon there.
Therefore, there is no need to concern yourself over whether he really is the illegitimate son or not. Everyone nodded as if they were convinced by the additional explanation. It seemed that the conversation had reached an end point. May I ask you a question, Lord Yoshimune?
I'll allow it. Ask away.
Lord Yoshimune, do you have any thoughts on Kaigo Tinichibo?
Thoughts, you say?
Like whether or not Tinichibo is really your child.
Oh, so that's what you're talking about. In that case... Of course I have thoughts on it. Too many, in fact.
Your lordship. Huh? What does that mean exactly? He's lots of thoughts.
Kiyoshiro, I want you to explain how I get all the bitches.
I understand. Ordered by Lord Yoshimune, Kiyoshiro had readjusted his seiza with a somewhat defeated look on his face. I'm sure you know that before Lord Yoshimune became the shogun, he was the daimyo of Kishu province. At the time, Lord Yoshimune could move more freely than he can now, so when he had time, he walked around the cities. Was he trying to see how the citizens were living up close? That's right. And as a result, he got his willy wet a little too much. He had relations with many women. Huh? Lord Yoshimune is a man whore. Do you remember how many women you had relations with during that time?
Nope, not at all. I may well never meet them again. I don't bother counting each and every one of them.
There you have it. They spoke of the truth so calmly, as if it were nothing more than small talk. I was shaken. Lord Yoshimune was a womanizer!
That's common knowledge here.
Yeah, everybody knows. Then there's a chance that Tanichibo is a child from that time period.
I can't deny it. The Tanichibo in question is around your age, no? Then it's not impossible. Me having an illegitimate child, he sure got me there.
And so, Lord Yoshimune's loud laughter resounded through the room and lowered the curtains on a nerve-wracking conversation. After we left the audience room, as we walked, we discussed our future plans.
In any case, we won't figure out how Tanichibo summons the Blightfall unless we observe the man. Luckily, we became friends with a lot of them, so let's try to participate in meetings every once in a while.
Agreed. My powers should be able to play a role here. I have to watch carefully.
And outside of those times, Tomonari and I would take turns watching over Tanichibo. Considering he can control Blightfall, we need to be on our best behavior.
Understood. Shouldn't I be watching over him too? I might be able to see things, and it would be difficult for just the two of you to observe him constantly, right?
Well, that's true, but...
Soup, you shouldn't do it. It takes proper skill to keep watch, not to mention cats like scratching on my furniture. Upon saying that much, Tomonari fell silent with a complicated expression on his face. What's wrong, Tomonari?
Did you forget that Tanichibo proposed to you? If he finds you while you're standing guard alone, handling him's gonna be a pain in the...
Ah! That's right. So much happened that I almost forgot Tanichibo confessed to me. But that felt like an extension of the roleplay, so I wonder if he's really serious. It was true that he had affection for me, but threads can't really tell me what kind of affection that is.
So that's that. Leave the watching to us, okay?
Yes, I understand. Thank you for your work. I myself had many thoughts on the matter. In any case, I didn't have the skills. I had no choice but to accept the decision. From that day on, the Samurai Town's team surveillance of Tanichibo began. We would participate together in so-called meetings, which are usually drinking parties. Tomonari and Tojo would watch him, shadowing his steps. But through all of that, Tanichibo did not make any new moves. From the looks of it, he was sincerely waiting for a reply from the shogunate. Of course, I also tried observing Tanichibo myself, but the black threads never appeared on his arm. And a few days later, I was taking a casual stroll through Samurai Town while holding Kamame in my arms. Hey, it's been a while since we've seen Kamame. Kamame, the weather's so good today. Kirby. There wasn't a meeting with Tanichibo and the others that day, so I also got a day off from the Oniwaban. Oh, look at the little birdie. I offered to help Kiyoshiro, but he told me to focus on the Tanichibo case and turned me down. Tanichibo case, an incident where Kaigo Tanichibo, a Yamabushi monk, assembled a group of Ronin while claiming to be the illegitimate son of Yoshimune Tokugawa, the 8th shogun of the Edo shogunate. He controlled Blightfall for his own uses. In that case, then the only thing left for me to do is patrol. I still haven't grasped the layout of Samurai Town, so I have to take this chance to learn it properly. Kamame, let's hang out today. When I quietly addressed her, Kamame energetically spread her wings in my arms. I continued to walk for 4.5 bells. No matter where I went, everything looked like the same old Samurai Town, but then it suddenly appeared. At first it looked like a normal samurai mansion. But beyond the pure white walls, I could hear the delighted and shrill sounds of children having fun. This might be the first time I ever came across children gathered in Samurai Town. It seemed like they're having fun, but I wonder what they're doing. Even though I knew it was rude, I furtively peeked inside. There I saw around 10 children gathered in the yard. There was a fair age gap between the children. It seemed they were kids from between the ages around 5 to 10. In the middle of those children was Kunitaka Tojo. Guys, don't get too excited. I don't want to see you getting hurt. We know, Master. Master, can we play tag? You can be it. To my surprise, Tojo was there. He seemed to be having fun while playing with the children He seemed to be having fun playing while the children pulled on his arm. I immediately looked at the door plate and found Tojo's name unmistakably carved into it. Is this Tojo's mansion? But why is he with so many chillins? There's no way this is a mission from the Oniwaban. I continued to watch in surprise when one of the children suddenly turned to look at me. Huh? Master, there's a guest at the door.
I don't remember planning for any guests to come over. Wait, it's Soup! Oh, and Kamame's with you too.
When Tojo called out to her, Kamame became guarded and buried her face into my arms. Kamame, what's wrong?
Kamame never changes.
Tojo walked towards me while scratching the back of his head, looking somewhat forlorn. Sorry for coming here so suddenly. I just happened to pass by.
Don't worry about it. Were you having a stroll today?
Yeah, I wanted to properly learn the layout of Samurai Town. What were you doing, Tojo?
Me? As you can see, I'm playing with kids. Tomonari keeps watch during the day, so I have lots of time. Oh, right. I haven't told you. I'm actually renting this mansion and running a temple school. This gathering is kind of part of that.
What? Really? Excuse me.
Well, I have missions, so I can only open classes on occasion.
And then Tojo glanced at the children playing in the back. A teacher at a temple school. Tojo seems like he's good at taking care of people, so this job suits him. But it's rare for a temple school to only open on occasion. What kind of things do you teach them?
Let's see. These kids who come here are all from samurai families, so I mostly teach them things only an active samurai can. Those kids usually go to a domain school, so I'm more of a tutor for them.
Domain school. A school under direct control of a feudal domain, established by various fiefdoms to educate the offspring of daimyo retainers. Domain school? Is that different from a temple school?
Yeah, it's a school that only samurai families go to. Feudal retainers' children mainly learn how to write and how to read Confucian text. So this is actually closer to a domain school, but I call it a temple school for convenience sake.
Master, what about the rest of the Kodoro? Is that lady over there gonna play too? Kodoro, a version of tag. At that point, a child hugged Tojo, interrupting her conversation. By the time I realized it, the kids who were in the back had gathered in front of the gate.
Come on, you guys. It's pretty rude to the guests, don't you think?
But it's just rare for a girl to come. The only person who visits is a quiet older guy. A quiet older guy? Are they talking about Tomonari? Oh, and that proper-looking samurai too. He was super cool. When is he coming again?
Oh, that Ginjuro, I guess he's popular with the kids too.
Hey, big sis! And then a boy tugged at my kimono. What is it? How do you know, Master? The unexpected question came at me like an ambush. I froze for a second. Remember the choice. He's a friend. Technically, co-workers would be the most accurate. But if I say that, they'll probably ask what kind of work we do, and I won't know how to answer. Yeah, I'd rather avoid that then. After I gathered my thoughts, I slowly opened my mouth. He's a friend. A friend? Of Master? Yeah, is that weird? Yep, it's so weird. Huh? An instant reply. 'Cause you and Master are such different ages. How did you get to know him? Oh, are you from a samurai family? Did you have your father introduce you to Master? Are you really friends? If you're on equal standing, then you wouldn't talk so politely to each other, right? That's... I thought they were just kids, but they were a lot sharper than I expected. It seemed that children from samurai families had quite an eye for observation. In comparison, I didn't even think my reply through and couldn't even answer them properly. Hey, so why is it, big sis? Where did you meet Master? Just what kind of relationship do you have with Master? That's...
Hey now, stop pestering her with all those questions. She can't answer them if you all ask it.
Oh, I got it. She must be Master's fiancée. Both Tojo and I were unable to immediately react to those shocking words. Even during that time, the children were nodding to each other as if convinced. I see! And she said they were friends earlier because she was too embarrassed. Adults always say whatever they can to try to brush the topic away. Oh no! If this goes on, then they'll have a weird misconception of Tojo. It might affect our missions, so I have to do everything I can to avoid that. That's not true. That's completely and not true. Totally true. Not true at all. Tojo and I are complete strangers!
That's not true either, girl.
After I declared that, the mood turned indescribably frigid. I messed up. My tongue had slipped.
Hey, strangers is a bit much, don't you think? That'd hurt anyone, coming from someone like you, even me.
I'm sorry, it was just in a spur of the moment. I didn't mean to go that far.
Sorry, I was just messing with you. Don't worry, I completely understand.
I'm really sorry. I shrank down apologetically. Behind me, the children gathered together and started to whisper. Master, she wasn't angry at all. He looks like he's having more fun than when he talks to the older guys, too. Yeah, he looked different than usual. Does that mean the big sister is a special person to Master? And was she trying to hide her embarrassment? So she really is his fiancée. I thought they were perfect for each other from the moment we met. Hey, when are you two going to become husband and wife? What do husbands and wives do anyway?
You're a bit too young for that. I'll tell you when you're older.
However, Tojo didn't even try to correct them and only gave an ambiguous answer. Seeing that, I hurriedly whispered into his ear. Tojo, are you really gonna let them have the wrong idea about us?
In these situations, there's no use giving half-baked excuses. You may not like it, but just bear with me for a little while.
No, it's not that I don't like the idea of it. What are you saying, Soup?
Oh, really? From how it seemed earlier, I was convinced that you didn't like the idea.
That's not it. I just didn't want to cause any trouble for you.
And so that's what it was. Well, I'm glad you don't dislike me.
Huh?
If it was with you, I wouldn't dislike the idea either.
Hey, Master! What are you guys talking about? Tell us more about Big Sister.
Alright. How about you guys go study by yourselves in the room for a little bit? I'll tell you later.
Okay. See you later, Big Sis. Yeah. And then the children energetically ran off, pushed along by Tojo. While Tojo had his back facing me, thoughts raced through my head. What did he mean just now? No, this is Tojo we're talking about. He didn't mean anything more than what he said. Yeah, that must be it. I managed to convince myself after a period of anguish. All the while pretending I didn't notice my cheeks were becoming incredibly hot. But still, I'm surprised that you're running a temple school. Outside of your work with the Oniwaban, you also have your work as a samurai. Why did you do this? When I asked that, Tojo looked at the children on the veranda as if taking the time to think a little.
Well, to put it simply, it was for myself.
Huh?
Nowadays, knowledge is more important than strength. To live a better future, we need to give children a proper education. But because of the Blightfall problems, kids in Edo can't really focus on their studies, right? Not to mention the domain schools keep taking breaks. So I wanted to help, even if it was just a little. Plus, if I do this, some of them might even become future Oniwaban members someday.
Like Miyagi and Yabuta?
Exactly. The temple school basically lets me keep an eye out for any prospective talent that might appear in the future. If they do show up, then my job gets that much easier, right? That's why this is for myself.
As he said that, Tojo gazed into the distance, as if he was looking into the future. Though he was saying it was for himself, it was hardly an easy process, much less something to pursue with such a simple motive. The way he explained things without showing that fact really spoke towards Tojo's personality. Tojo, you're pretty amazing. That must be why the children feel so attached to you.
You think so?
Yeah. When I agreed with all my might, Tojo tilted his head as if troubled. His gaze was directed towards Komame, who was neatly nestled in my arms.
But Komame just doesn't seem to get attached to me. Hey, Komame, what do I have to do for you to like me?
Chirpy. Komame was taken off guard by Tojo's touch and hopped up.
Oops, my bad. Looks like I surprised.
Then Komame started to move rapidly around me with her usual lightning-fast speed. It seemed that she was freaked out from Tojo's contact. Komame, it's okay. Calm down.
She's extra fast today. Did you two go through some special training or something?
Training? No, we didn't do anything.
Really? Well, at least she seems healthy and happy.
Seeing Komame in that state, Tojo looked delighted. From the way he treats Komame and the children, Tojo was probably someone who cared deeply for those who needed to be protected. I felt a warm happiness from seeing this new side of Tojo. A few days later, we finally saw some movement. Upon learning that we would have our first meeting in a while, the three of us headed to the hideout. Huh? It's really rowdy today. There's a lot of people, too.
Something seems off.
It was common for it to be noisy. What was strange, however, was not a single person was drinking. Everyone was talking excitedly to the people around them. This might have been the first time since we started coming here that we'd seen them so serious.
Hey, what's going on today? What were y'all talking about?
Oh, if it isn't Tojo and friends. Truth is, something crazy happened.
Rejoice! Kaigo has finally decided to attack Edo!
What?
It was a truly world-shaking moment. Those words made everyone tense up, and at the same time, Tenichibo appeared from the back of the crowd. Alright, looks like everyone's here. Tenichibo looked around at the crowd of Roinin and crossed his arms with a face full of joy. The way he stood was proud and open, a fitting pose for someone who stood above others. As soon as they saw him, the rowdy Roinin all quieted down as one. I have gathered you all today for one reason and one reason only. I want you to hear my determination. It's been 10 days since we made our request to the Shogunate. I even sent a follow-up letter, but I still haven't received a reply. My demand was simple: accept me as his legitimate son, and yet still nothing. It seems like Dad is completely underestimating me. Tenichibo only muttered the last part. There was a quiet and uncharacteristic pressure to the way he spoke. I couldn't help but feel startled. Anywho, there's no point in waiting anymore, so I decided to take a quicker option: intimidation. I have my partner, and more than anything else, I have you guys as my dependable comrades. So we're going to take a stand. Now's our chance. Let's go and make Edo Shogunate great again. The localizers had to do that on purpose, right? Make Edo Shogunate great again, whatever year this is. Oh my god. Together. I don't think I can do a Trump voice. So we're gonna take a stand. Now's our chance. Let's go make the Edo Shogunate great again. Together. And of course, I can count on you guys to follow me. Am I right? Roinen immediately became fired up at the vigorous call. Everyone raised their fists in the air and started to praise Shinichibo. If this were to continue, then it was only a matter of time before everyone charged into the city of Edo.
Wait a second. I don't think you should do that.
Huh? Why?
The Shogunate might still be conducting an investigation. You probably need to do a lot of research considering you're the Shogun's son. If you were conceived during the time as the daimyo of Kishu, then they need to travel there as well. It would take around 20 days to get to Kishu from here. It's too early to draw a conclusion. Why not wait another month and see what happens?
You say that, but you're just scared, aren't you? If you make a poor move right now, the Shogunate will think you're hostile towards them. You should plan your moves more accordingly. That's right! If you got caught because of that, then you'll be in big trouble. You guys! As we all jumped to convince him, Tanichibo became teary-eyed. Thanks, guys. I'm super stoked that you cared so much about me.
Of course, we're friends.
Yeah, right, Tomonari? Yeah, sure, we're friends. You're right. Friends really are the best. And then Tanichibo wiped away his tears like he was savoring the happiness he felt. However, but I can't wait anymore. Huh? I'm sick and tired of waiting. If you're a man, then you should act on what you say. In one quick movement, Tanichibo took something out of his inner pocket. The item shining in the sunlight despite the pure black threads clinging to it was an emerald. Magatama? If there was that many black threads attached to it, then that's the sauce. Come here, boy. Tanichibo raised his hand, clutching the Magatama high into the air. When he did, a large mass of black threads exploded outwards. Just like the last time, they gathered into a single cluster, and then... why? Became a giant blightfall. It was the same blightfall that we had witnessed before. Huh? That was when I first noticed it. The blightfall was attached to the emerald Magatama by a single black thread. I couldn't help but fixate on that odd characteristic, which hadn't been present in the blightfall I'd seen at the village. Let me ride you, boy! Throughout all this, the blightfall obediently followed its master's orders. Using its tentacles, it deftly placed Tanichibo onto its back. After it finished doing so, Tanichibo once again proudly stood up. Alright, let's go, you bastards! Woo!
We'll follow you to the end, Lord Kaito.
The linemen raised their voices and ran, following the Blightfall's lead. Of course, their final destination was Edo.
Well, it was worth a shot. Let's follow them.
Understood. Right. This was awful. Oh, I was panicking on the inside. I did my best to follow behind them. The first place we ended up was the castle town. By the time we got there, the massive Blightfall and Roinen were already lined up, barring the exits of Edo. Ah! It's a monster! Hurry and run! Come on!
I've never seen such a huge monster before.
It was such a surreal sight that the citizens fell into a state of panic. No one could blame them. The Blightfall that Tanichibo summoned was so big it could crush a house with ease. It was impossible to stay calm while seeing such a big monster. We have to stop Tanichibo as soon as possible.
Yeah, but it's impossible to convince him. He's not the type of guy you can stop with words. So we should wait and see what happens.
Hopefully some other the Oniwaban can fight it off. Use the snow sacrament. I also think that's for the best. It doesn't seem he's plans on hurting anyone just yet. Huh. At Tomonari's words, I observed Tanichibo once more. Tanichibo wasn't paying any attention to the panicking citizens and was instead looking around as if he was trying to find something. As Tomonari said, it seemed he had no intention of attacking Edo. Then what is he doing? Intimidation.
Intruders! Get them!
In time, soldiers dispatched by the city commissioner arrived, along with the volunteer police. As soon as he saw them, Tanichibo stood up, his eyes sparkling. You guys are late. I was waiting forever.
What? Just who the hell are you? Why in the world are you doing this?
A smirk appeared on Tanichibo's face at the usual line of questioning. Then he slowly raised his arm, holding the Magatama up to the air. Who am I? Fine, I'll give you your answer. My name is Kaigo Tanichibo. I'm the heir of the current shogun, Yoshimune Tokugawa. Tanichibo's words had such power that they managed to stop the city commissioner's men dead in their tracks. Even if they understood what he had said, accepting it as fact was a whole different story. Everyone else reacted the same, as if they all looked up at Tanichibo in shock. Don't lie! How could someone like you possibly be the Shogun's son? That absolutely cannot be true. Oh, give it a rest. Grunts like you are clueless. If you want to know whose son I am and what my demands are, go ask the bigwigs. And tell them this, I don't care what it takes. They better let me see my dad real quick. 7 more days. If I don't receive an answer by then you'll be seeing this guy again. If a monster like that runs amok here, Edo will... Who knows? To sum it up, when the time comes, expect hell. Seemed they could say nothing more. They were fearful of the threat standing before them. Tanichibo stared at the soldiers with a satisfied expression before turning around. Alright, job's done. Hey losers, we're going home for today. With that, Tanichibo and the others left immediately, raising a dust cloud as they did, all alongside the unprecedentedly massive Blightfall. However, there was no way that anyone could return to their usual lives. What was all that? What was that man? The Shogunate's illegitimate son? Why did the Shogun let someone like that run wild?
That guy was controlling a monster. Could it be that the Shogunate is connected to it somehow?
The citizens were airing out their distrust towards the Shogunate. Since we knew the truth, we understood that it was all a misunderstanding, but it was no surprise that the uninformed masses felt that way.
This is worse than I thought. If we don't do something fast, he'll come back to bite us later.
Hey, it's been a while since I've seen these guys. Oh, you lot are here too. At that point, Kuga and Yoichi walked towards us. It seemed that they had been listening to Tanichibo's claims right by our side. That was the rumored Kaiko Tanichibo, right? The guy you're in charge of? He's gone and pulled quite the daring stunt.
I heard about it, but I didn't expect him to be so adept at controlling the Blightfall.
Yeah, in any case, let's go back to the base for now. We'll report the details there.
He nodded without hesitation at Tojo's suggestion. And then, at the base, after the Samurai Town and Castle Town teams were all gathered, we each shared our information officially.
So Tanichibo has finally made his move. This isn't good.
He seems to be pressuring for a response, but how is the investigation going so far? Have they found anything?
The Kanto magistrate hasn't even reached Kishu province. We don't have any results to discuss in the first place. Did anyone explain that to Tanichibo? Maybe he's stupid and he hasn't taken that into account.
We tried to tell him. We explained, but he basically brushed it aside with a "who cares."
What a pain in the ass. He got quite the impatient personality.
Judging from his behavior today, convincing him is going to be difficult. If nothing changes, we're going to have to fight him in 7 days.
In any case, as long as Tanichibo can control the Blightfall, we as the only Waban can't let him run free. He's somehow able to bend the Blightfall to his will. Until we figure out how, this case will not be solved. After he concluded with that, Kiyoshiro turned to face us.
Kunitaka, we've had you all conduct an undercover investigation these past days. Have you found out any new information?
Information? It's a big of a stretch, but...
Tojo thought for a moment before raising his head.
When I saw Tanichibo summon the Blightfall from up close, he took out an emerald magatama from his inner pocket. Once that was hanging on some string, one that was hanging on some string that was threaded through a hole. That could be the key to how he's summoning the Blightfall.
I agree. If he was going to go through the effort to take it out at the moment, then there should be some reason behind it.
Soup, what do you think? When Kiyoshiro asked that, I lowered my head slightly to gather my thoughts. I think that the Magatama is a tool to use to control the Blightfall. There were black threads on the Magatama. I believe the black threads I saw earlier originated from it. And after the Blightfall was summoned, it looked to me that there was a single thread connecting the Magatama to the Blightfall. Almost like it was a rope around someone's neck, taking away its freedom. So I think there's no doubt that the Magatama is the key. After I voiced my thoughts, I looked for everyone's reaction. The Castle Town team widened their eyes in shock, but the Samurai Town team, especially Kiyoshiro, only nodded with interest. That may be true. I would like to ask something. Was the last Blightfall the same one that you saw last time?
No question about it. The size and the shape of the mask was exactly the same.
And Tanichibo called the Blightfall his partner, so it was probably the same one.
I think it's the same one too. He's not calling out different Blightfall, but rather the Magatama and the Blightfall are connected. From the way the threads moved, it looked like that big Blightfall was born from the black threads attached to the Magatama. I see. Then we should think of that Blightfall as one that has entered into some sort of pact with Tanichibo, rather than a regular one.
And the key to that is the Emerald Magatama. Does the Magatama serve as proof of the pact, or is the Blightfall itself sealed inside of it? It's possible to tell from our current intel.
You mean, does it really matter which one it is?
That's right. We can investigate further after we've dealt with everything.
In other words, if we can snatch the Emerald Magatama away from Tanichibo,
That would solve our problem.
There was no need to wait 7 days. Everyone nodded with determination at the conclusion we've reached. But it was easier said than done. The chance never truly presented itself. Snore. Sorry for those noises.
he finally went.
Oh, Baxter.
He finally went to sleep, it seems.
Yes, so it seems.
Soup, where's the Magatama?
Maybe his inner pockets? There are some faint black threads around there.
Ugh, if he keeps it on him when he even keeps it on him when he sleeps.
Should I just sneak it off of him? Even if he finds out, I could probably come up with some sort of excuse.
No way.
Huh? But...
No way.
Alright.
It's more than enough that we figured out where he hides the Magatama. Fortunately, we still have time, so let's retreat for... Oh, he catches down.
Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, you bastards? That alcohol, it's mine, you know.
Oh, he's just talking in his sleep. That was scary.
That was terrifying.
If it comes down to this, then we have no choice but to wait until he takes off his clothes. Soap, Tanichibo likes you. I want you to use that to create an opening. Can I count on you? Seduce him with a bucket of chicken.
Yes, I'll do my best. So, hey, Tanichibo, can I talk to you for a bit? I actually have something.
I actually have something I want you to have.
Oh, what's this? A tribute? What did he bring me?
It's a kimono. I noticed you've been wearing the same thing lately, so I prepared something new for you.
Ooh, nice, nice. I'm really digging the funky vibe. Thanks.
Are you not gonna wear it?
I was gonna wear it later. Wait, are you asking me to wear it now?
If you could.
So you want me to take my clothes off right here?
You trying to seduce me? I'm not seducing you, not at all, no way.
What? Man, what a tease. Hey, what's all this? Why are you guys following me all the way to the bathhouse?
I thought that you might need some protection when coming to a crowded places like this. Sure, you can just summon a monster, but you won't be able to do anything if you're caught off guard, right?
Yeah, walking alone is dangerous. Man, you guys are getting real overprotective. Whatever, dude. I'm gonna go ahead. He left.
He should have at least taken off his Magatama before going to the bath. Now, then let's see about inside of his change of clothes.
Doesn't look like it.
Did you search it properly? If it's not here, then where is...
Oh, look. There's a Magatama on Tanichibo's wrist.
Oh, come on! Why is he even wearing it into the bath?
What should we do? Make a new plan?
Looks like we have no other choice. We have to ask for Soup's help.
What do you mean?
Isn't it obvious? We'll have to ask her to come over here and talk to Tanichibo. You will take that opportunity to.
No,
No, but...
absolutely no way. She could see something nasty, so no.
Something nasty. We could just take care of him before that happens. I'm sure she'll understand.
Soup, I heard her name just now. Wait, is she here too? Looks like she heard us. Maybe we should pretend it's an accident and drown him.
Simmer down, pal. Let's not say anything too rash. Besides, it's not like you discovered our plan. But in any case, what kind of hearing does this guy have?
Soup, where are you? It's me. It's me. It's Kaigo Tenichibo. Come wash your future's husband's back. Ah, a pervert. Don't come here, idiot. Oh. See, we were right to not call in Soup.
It's hard to tell whether he's just an idiot or not.
Though we repeated our attempts, we were still unable to retrieve the Emerald Magatama.
There's just one more day until the deadline. Sooner or later, we're gonna have to succeed.
Today's the final party, right? It will be difficult if we miss this chance. We'll have no other option but to attack him in his sleep.
Attack him in his sleep? And then what?
Assassination, of course.
What?
Calm down. We won't go that far. If it turns out he really is Lord Yoshimune's illegitimate son, there'll be no coming back from that mistake.
That's right. Whew. This case is getting serious, but I don't think Tenichibo is a bad person at heart, so it seems a little much to kill him. And I don't want the two of them to do something like that.
But to be honest, he's doing something pretty villainous. If his pedigree wasn't in question, he would have been done for.
A single misstep and this case would cause an upheaval in the shogunate too.
That's right. So you can't slack off here. In order to stop Tenichibo, I need to work even harder than before. Even harder than before. Stealing our will, we entered a meeting place. Oh, you're here. We prepared lots of alcohol for today. Come and sit already. As usual, the Ronin greeted us with bottles in hand. Everyone was already drunk and their faces were bright red.
Tomorrow is the day of reckoning. We finally gonna become the servants of a daimyo.
But hey, we haven't gotten an answer from the shogunate, right? Feels a little early to celebrate.
That doesn't mean nothing. If push comes to shove, we'll do whatever we want by force.
With that gigantic monster on our side, the city commissioner will be running home to their mama. The city commissioner will be running home to their mama. But in contrast to the excited Roinin, Tenichibo seemed to be in a bad mood. And like usual, he was slowly slipping his alcohol in the corner of the meeting place today. Of course, the Roinin wouldn't leave him alone.
What's the matter, Lord Kaigo? Our victory has been nearly decided. Let's enjoy ourselves more.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't today supposed to be a celebration?
Shut up! I'm not in the mood for that right now. Get out of here.
But Tenichibo threw his bottle of alcohol at the Roinin and chased him away immediately. Overwhelmed by his frightening attitude, no one seemed to be able to go near him. Oh, scary. He sure is in a bad mood.
Wasn't he like that all day today?
But things are going so smoothly. What got Lord Kaigo in such a tiff? Well, miss, why not go pour him some alcohol? We tried, but you saw how he treats us.
Yes.
Yes, I understand. For the sake of the mission, it would be beneficial to be on good terms with Tanichibo. With that in mind, I started to walk when Tojo whispered into my ear,
Soup, this is our chance.
Huh? What do you mean?
Right now, Tanichibo's drunk and doesn't have proper judgment. If you can get close enough to pour him his drink, then it'll be ours for the taking. This is our chance to get the Magatama.
Oh, I see. You're right.
Well, you think you can do it?
That's...
Soup, what's wrong?
No, it's nothing. I'll do my best to be useful.
Alright, good answer. Let's go in.
Sorry, can I go outside and get some fresh air first? It's just, I'm a little dizzy from the smell of alcohol.
I don't mind, but are you sure you want to go alone? I can go with you too if you like.
No, it's just over there, so it's fine. Anyway, I'll get going.
Something's gonna happen, huh?
I moved to a place a slight distance away, and after some time, I crouched down and gazed at the ground. Truthfully, I wasn't leaving the party hall because I'd gotten dizzy from the smell of alcohol. I just wanted to be alone. What should I do? I'm so nervous. If I fail here, then Tanichibo will invade Edo tomorrow, right? If that happens, lots of people might get hurt, or even die. Everyone and everything is counting on me. Over and over, I took deep breaths, all while contemplating the situation. Quite some time has passed since I had become alone, but the fluttering in my chest didn't seem like it would disappear. I can't just stay here forever. Once the sound of my heart calms down, once it returns to normal, I'll go back to everyone.
Oh,
Soup, there you are.
At that point, I heard a familiar voice from behind me. Oh. When I turned around, Tomonari was in the middle of walking towards me from the shadow of a bush. It seemed that he had gone out of his way to come and find me.
You weren't coming back, so I was wondering what was wrong. Are you feeling better?
Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry, let's go back. I gave a hurried answer and immediately stood up. To tell the truth, I hadn't finished preparing myself mentally. However, I knew all too well that our time was limited. I haven't sorted through my thoughts yet, but it'll have to wait. I'll just have to play it by ear and do my best. I swallowed anxiety and all, and started to walk at a fast pace. To start, Tanichibo seems drunk, and I just have to be careful not to make his mood worse. Then, all I have to do is move carefully so he doesn't catch wind of what I'm up to. And then...
Soup, are you alright?
But when I passed by Tomonari's side, he grabbed my hand. The strength of his grip stopped me dead in my tracks. Huh?
Your hand is shaking.
When he pointed it out, I noticed for the first time that my hand was shaking slightly. Immediately tried to stop it with my other hand, but it was completely useless. It seemed that the nerves weren't just in my head, and they were appearing physically as well.
This is, So you really are nervous, aren't?
Don't worry about it. It just happens a lot.
Really?
Really? It's just the way my body is. I couldn't think of a good excuse, so I tried to cover it up with whatever came to mind. I thought that I'd be able to manage it by saying that, but...
Is that so?
To my surprise, instead of letting go, Tomonari wrapped his hands around mine. Taken off guard by the action, my body tensed up even more.
What? Yeah, you really do seem to be acting strange. I can tell that you're clearly shivering.
Then Tomonari gently and kindly rubbed my hands as if trying to warm them. Huh? Oddly enough, at that moment I felt a strange sense of security. Normally, you would be cautious if a man held your hand in this way, but for some reason Tomonari was an exception. In fact, I felt myself becoming calmer and calmer. Asigi.
If there's something you're worried about, tell me. That's why I came here.
Well, anyone would be nervous.
I would think. Especially if you don't have experience like she does. Then Tomonari looked at my face, gauging my mood. As soon as I saw his serene expression and eyes, the wariness in my heart completely vanished. If it was Tomonari, I might be able to say how I really felt. It wasn't hard to think that way. To tell the truth, I'm a little scared.
Scared? Of what?
What do you fucking think? Lots of things. If I failed today, then Netta would be in deep trouble, right? When I think about that, I get so nervous.
I figured it was because you're a kind person.
No, I'm not kind. It's just that I feel like I'm being crushed by all this responsibility.
But we wouldn't even think of that if it was up to us. Even if we failed, we just think of what to do next.
Even if it means someone's hurt because of you?
Yeah, nothing's gonna change if you keep forgetting something that's already happened, right?
So, you're only doing this for me because this is the most efficient? Because if I succeed in this mission, the case will be solved smoothly. I knew I was asking a mean question, but even so, in that moment, I couldn't help but ask. What he said had reminded me that I was talking to someone whose heart was sealed, and I couldn't even see the threads on his neck. But Tomonari, perhaps taken off guard by my question, blinked in surprise. He looked so defenseless that I was reminded of an innocent child. What's wrong, Tomonari?
No, I just never thought about why I'm here right now doing this.
Huh? Really?
Yeah, I just thought that you seemed off, so I wanted to help you feel better. I'm sorry, it's not really convincing coming from someone like me.
After saying that, Tomonari tilted his head in a somewhat dejected way. As soon as I saw that, the uncomfortable feeling that had been spreading in my heart completely vanished. Right, it doesn't matter what he's really thinking. It doesn't change the fact that Tomonari is trying to support me right now. What I should look at isn't his heart, it's his actions. No, I believe you. I believe you, Tomonari.
Soup.
When I muttered the words as if trying to convince myself, Tomonari narrowed his eyes happily. My hand that had been shaking earlier was now completely still. Thank you. My hand is fine now.
Oh, okay.
And then Tomonari let go of my hands as if in an act of consideration. He seemed reluctant to let go, and his hands were gentle until the very end. Can I ask a question?
What is it?
Why do you care so much about me?
Didn't I answer that before?
I hear kitty noises and doggy noises.
I just want to, so I do. I think I want to spend time with you because I don't quite understand the reason why. That's all.
I know, but I want to ask you again. You haven't found the answer yet. Tomonari, consciously or not, wanted to cheer me up. His actions were the reason why I started thinking about how I interacted with vessels, but they also raised a few new questions. I knew that I shouldn't rush him. But still, I wanted to know the answer. Girl, you got a mission to do. Wrap it up. Wrap it up. And Tomonari's answer was,
I'm not sure, but I think you're special.
To his uncertain reply, I answered, thank you. I think that's what it says in the... Thank you. Okay. But we shall choose that choice next time, since we're over an hour now. But yeah. Thank you so much for watching. And I don't really have much to say, so I guess see you next time. Bye.